I could have never in a million years imagined that this is how my career would have turned out. To be this age and to be an artist, to have the ability now to not just entertain audiences, but to share my story and hopefully encourage people. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I'm fortunate to have a music career, to now have a theatrical career, and also a writing career through my blog. I never thought that my three professional loves would combine like they did, but it happened because of a few extraordinary moments in a Sears parking lot. I felt what I believe is and was the hand of God, but it felt more like a slap in the face, actually. But I saw things clearly for the first time ever, and I knew that I had a story to tell. I made my stage debut when I was 5 as Gretel in The Sound of Music, and I went on to do community theater and high school theater. I wanted to go to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City for college, but things didn't work out that way. My mom passed away of cancer when I was a senior in high school, so life kind of took me down some different roads. For me, it all started with the music. My grandparents immigrated from former communist Yugoslavia, and when they came, they brought with them all their traditions and their customs and their music, which was polka music. My dad played the accordion, my grandfather played the accordion, and so on and so on. And I'll never forget my first Holy Communion party. I remember thinking it was a really boring party, and then my dad took out his accordion. And in an instant, everything changed. I mean, people were singing and happy, and he was happy. It was like, you know, somebody rolled back the roof and dumped in a load of joy. I mean, people were just so excited. And I recognized as, a 7-year-old, the power of music to change people's spirits. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I formed a family band with my 4 cousins, and we played all around Cleveland, Ohio for weddings and anniversaries and parties. And I thought it was just, you know, for that ethnic audience was what I thought the music was for. So I went on to college, I studied television production, I ended up getting married to Jim, my husband, and just started working in television as an assistant director and as a producer, and I really thought that was going to be my career path. But I moved to Nashville in 1994, and the word got out that I played. On a fluke, somebody had told Chet Atkins that I played the accordion. So I went down there, we played Beer Bell Polka and Just Because, and he called me backstage afterwards and he said, "Lynn, what you do could be appealing to a much wider audience than just people who grew up with polka music." So that really began my recording career as a recording artist in Nashville. In 2001, I had my first Grammy nomination. It turns out I was the first female in history to be nominated in the Best Polka Album category. I went on to have 5 nominations. We got to play all over the world, some of the country's largest Oktoberfest, and even on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, which was just awesome. It was just 2 days before Christmas. Jim and I got the phone call that the baby boy that I was carrying would be born with Down syndrome. There was not one part of me that thought I had what it would take to be the parent of a special needs child, nor did I want to. I contemplated abortion, I contemplated suicide. I actually wanted to just run away as far as I could from my life as possible. I think about 4.5 years went by, and I lived kind of in this fog. And in that time, I found my way back into therapy. And the therapist said to me, "I want you to start journaling to help you deal with the pain." It turned into this catharsis for me. I mean, as the words poured out, it kind of paralleled my need to find the truth and really to find myself. So I started sharing my writings with friends and families. Then the few moments in the Sears parking lot happened. And I came home and I sat down and wrote, which would end up being the first draft of my one-woman show, Wrap Your Heart Around It. I really believe that whatever your biggest challenges in life, or whatever your biggest hurdle is, it can become your greatest strength and your greatest success. Having a special needs son was the catalyst that just got me to love myself. And I could have never loved James unless I loved myself first. And it sounds so cliche, people say it all the time, but I never really even understood what that meant. But now I do, thanks to him.